All right, so the question that gets often spoken about is YouTube or Twitch better as a content creator? A lot of people talk about YouTube and Twitch, and it's kind of like a very gray area because, Twitch is for streaming, YouTube is for content, and it's like, how do you manage both of them? Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I'm someone that has been doing content for years, and I've been able to do this as a full time. I have my own studio that's not in my house. I am pretty much. I would like to seem like I'm qualified to talk about it. So I would honestly say YouTube definitely has its good points. I think definitely has its good points as well. I do feel like if we're talking about which one is best, me personally, I prefer Twitch, and the reason why I prefer Twitch is not because obviously I'm streaming on it right now, but it's because I'm able to see who is watching my streams and who is supporting. Whereas YouTube seems quite random. Sometimes you might see some people commenting and stuff. You can't see everyone that's commenting. When you're doing streams live, you can then be able to take off your whatever part you're streaming and then make it into content. So there's two types of content you can make on YouTube. You've got content that you can create from scratch, and then you've got content you can recreate from Twitch. And the content that you recreate from Twitch is already done. All you have to do is press the go button and you're good to go. Like I'm doing right now, all I need to do is press record. I'm doing this on stream. Once this is done, I can then just take it away, edit it, maybe put some screenshots in, maybe put some stuff in, and I'm good to go. YouTube, when you're creating content, it can take days to create good content. A lot of content creators out there will know that it's not just like, we can just do this for 5-10 minutes and it's done. We know that it's not like that. We have to think about the content. You then have to create the content. You then have to think, is there going to be B-roll? Is there going to be this? Is there going to be that? How are we going to put it together? Then you then have to look at the content when you've got it in your editing screen, whether you've got Adobe, Final Cut, Sony Vegas, whatever. When you've got all of that into the screen, you're then thinking, I could change this and make this better. But then you might think, you don't like it, or you might get burnout. Whereas if you stream, you just literally go on, you stream, you turn off the button to stream, you've done a stream. That's it. You then take the segment that you want to talk about and you then just recreate the content to make it interesting. Maybe some zoom ins, maybe some, that's why I think Twitch is better. Now, I've seen BrianF talk about this, and I was like, you know what, it's cool. I want to actually talk about this on my channel because I definitely feel like there is some points that didn't really like. He says YouTube is better, and I'm like, I don't really know if YouTube is better in that sense, because it's like you have to create content, and the content, for example, let's say, scripted content. Let's say, for example, that Blasted Salami. If he never had a team and it was just him, like, I guarantee you lot wouldn't be getting regular videos like how it is over there, because there's a team around it. It's a team effort. If you're one person creating scripted content, I guarantee you it's gonna take weeks to do. Like, that's just how it is. If you wanna, I feel like it's all down to like personal preference. If you're a person that wants to consume content and just chill, you want to consume it in your own time, then yeah, maybe YouTube might be the best place for you. Maybe that's where it is. But as from a content creator, Twitch is a failing platform because of management. It's a failing place. I don't know what you mean by that. OKC. What do you mean it's a failing platform because of management? We're talking about it from a content. I don't know what that means. As a content creator, I feel like you should have both. If you ask me, what should I do in terms of content creation? I'd say you should have both. Absolutely. Because when I'm getting brand deals and stuff, they usually ask, can we get a YouTube video or can you do a Twitch stream? Most of the time it's a Twitch stream. Sometimes it's YouTube, sometimes it's Twitch stream. But most of the time it's Twitch stream. And Twitch streaming is easier, a lot easier than making a YouTube video. But yeah, we're going to get into some of BrianF's tweets because I really want to see what he was saying, because I never really got into it fully and seen everything he was saying. But we're going to just go and have a look. My bad, just jumped in. Yeah, you jumped in and said something random. I don't know what you meant. So yeah, so What is coming? Why do people say YouTube is easier than Twitch? Personally, I feel Twitch is easier. Not everyone knows how to edit videos or can pay an editor all the time. Now, this is a very interesting subject. Now, paying an editor, like, is cost effective, especially, but essentially you're a brand. If you need an editor, you're a brand. That's just the way how it is. You are a brand. So you need, if you can't do the content, like for me, example, I can't do everything on my own. I'm trying to be a YouTuber. I'm trying to be a streamer. I'm trying to do admin. I'm trying to be an editor. I'm being a dad, maintaining the studio with the running costs for the studio. There's loads of different things going on. You can't do it on your own. So you definitely have to then start looking at, all right, I need an editor. I need this. I need that for things to function properly. And sometimes when you lot don't see me on for a couple of days, it's not because I don't want to be on. It's because I'm probably editing a video that's taking damn long, you know, and that's how it is. But yeah, moving on. Let me just see this. So, BrianF says, Kami touched in some interesting points, but it's too much to discuss on Twitter, so let's take it to Twitch. Content, so he's going to do a stream. Okay, cool. I encourage anyone with any questions regarding content creation, brand building, etc. in the HGC space to come in and ask questions here. So there's a bunch of questions here. I'm not going to go through them all, but there is definitely a bunch of questions here. Especially stuff like, what software would you recommend to edit? I would definitely recommend Adobe and Adobe Premiere and Final Cut Pro. BrianF did a good video about this. Yeah, let me watch it. What's his channel? Let me watch it. FGC needs reality check. So no, this is not it. Donating free ranked points with my hitbox. Hitbox rant. Yeah, I don't know. Where is it? Oh, is this the video? Let me have a look.
If you play Counter-Strike, you need to train
FGC needs a reality check. Okay, so it's this one. Okay, FGC needs a reality check.
Incoming? Yeah. Actually, I wanted to rant about something else that the FGC might have missed out on, but I wanted to talk about. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Listen, if you are part of the FGC, you probably don't know what's been going on in the greater esports world, but you might have caught wind of what's been going down between...
Yo, Nightmare Effect, what's good, bro? Thank you very much for dropping off the kids to the boy. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.
Between Frosty, a content creator, and his former
I want to see this
boss, Nadeshot from 100 Thieves. Basically, there's been a big discussion regarding the role of being supported by a esports organization.
Where does he talk about it?
And you know who's not having an issue with this? The Evo champion has a very active YouTube channel. Kawano, this guy just won Evo. He's been doing more and more YouTube. He streams on YouTube.
All right, let me watch the whole thing.
And this has been
let me get context, because
made me think about the FGC, and I just kind of had to talk about it because I think there's a lot that we can learn from this situation. So Frosty went on a series of tweets complaining about, basically saying he wasn't getting enough money when he was part of 100 Thieves to support living in LA, producing content, and being a productive member of the team, right? So he talks about there was days where he couldn't get enough money for food, they're spending too much money on rent, they weren't being provided enough resources to support their careers as content creators, and it was kind of embarrassing to be part of 100 Thieves, but to be too underfunded to feed yourself and focus on content creation. So it kind of goes into the direction of saying that 100 Thieves was a bit maybe predatory in this situation and didn't really provide guidance to a group of young guys who were producing content under their banner. And this led to Nadeshot actually responding in parts and going on a long live stream rant and talking about how that wasn't necessarily the case, right? How they were provided funding and they were not delivering on their end. So here's some of the responses that we saw from Nadeshot.
Guys, I had thought that we were giving them a big opportunity, okay? From individuals that were...
Let me hear this, though, because I haven't seen this.
100 viewers, if not lower some days, having them be a part of a tier 1 organization like 100 Thieves, I thought, on top of the fact that we brought them out to LA and we moved 4 best friends into a home together, I thought that this could only be productive. This could only be, you know, the perfect situation and scenario for all of these guys. They didn't work. They didn't make videos. They didn't stream. And so that's why we're up every single day in the master bedroom of the content house, stacked 5 heads deep on fold-out tables and chairs, streaming 12 hours a day. You finish your stream, you get off, you upload a YouTube video, you go to sleep, you wake up, you do it again. Every fucking day. Every day. Because I wasn't going back to fucking McDonald's, and I wasn't going back to community college.
So he speaks to their output, their...
Let me tell you something about that. Let me tell you something about that. Do you not remember the days where man used to stream 10 hours, 12 hours and stuff and still put out content? That work rate right there. Exactly what he said. And there's no one like, there's not many in the fighting game community that have that same type of, remember, Nate Shot is gone, bro. Like, tier 1 organization, you heard it from him. He's gone. There's no one in the FGC that's like Nate Shot. No one. Like, and we're not even talking about the money side of things. We're talking about the work ethic. You see what I'm saying? Like, 10-hour, 12-hour streams. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, this is what you need. If you really want to do this as a full-time, a full-time content creation. So I'm seeing some of you streamers are like doing 2 hours and 3 hours. 2 hours and 3 hours is not enough. Like, I've been lowering it down recently because I've been working hard, right? But it's not enough. You know, there's so many more content creators out there now. And there's so many more that are doing it in teams. It's working because there's just not enough hours in the day. You know, I remember streaming like, there's times when I was doing 12 hours. Sometimes I was doing I've done like at least 2 or 3 24-hour streams. And that's just because of just to show back and show support. No, not even show support. Just show respects to everyone that's supporting me. And that's what you need to do sometimes. 2 hours, 3 hours is not going to get you through. Like, when you go and do a job, full time is usually 8 hours minimum, right? You trying to be a streamer and stream 3 hours, 4 hours. Sometimes it's a sweet spot for if you want to show people like your statistics and all of this stuff. But if you really, really want to grow and hit different time zones and stuff, I would say 8 hours. That's me personally. Someone else might have something different to say, but me being from the UK, remember, I'm not in America. You know, America, I feel like is a bit more privileged when it comes to like the viewership and stuff because they have different states and stuff. Me being from the UK, I would say I would definitely, or even Europe, I would say definitely try and do more than 4 hours. But if you're trying to do like whole, I want my analytics to look good and this and other, you could keep doing 4 hours because sometimes people drop off from the 4 hour mark and you just don't know, innit? Like, it's definitely like a lottery ticket. You could be streaming for 8 hours and your viewers might go up. You might be streaming for 4 hours and then your viewers might stay there and you might think, I want to do an extra 2. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, let me hear the rest of the video.
Production, their content creation during that time, he gets pretty personal because Nadeshot is from the old school era of esports before this was all established, before there was really a lot of tier 1 orgs to carry and support you and help grow your content and your brand to that degree. So yeah, I don't want to like be too dismissive and call it boomer mentality, but basically, you know, it's an old school grind and you'll be rewarded. If you don't put in the effort, then how can you expect the rewards, right?
That's where I'm from.
Bit of a simplification of what Nadeshot said, but that's kind of the root of his message. So yeah, he was about that grind. He got him emotional because he's been in that situation and it was do or die, sink or swim for him. Now, I don't really fully agree with 100% of the messaging there because that strategy doesn't really work anymore, to be quite honest. It's not really the most effective way to even grow your content these days. You can't just put endless amount of hours in and expect return. That ship has long since sailed. It's not about doing the most amount of...
1 second there, BrianF. So he said that ship has sailed. I don't really think so, because you don't have to put out endless, meaningless content. But I do feel like you being out there and being more accessible for people to see you does help a lot. Like, and I'm talking about being on streams and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll go on Twitch and if I'm seeing I don't know, if there's one of my friends that's on stream and they're streaming, I would then tune in if I've not seen like someone for a while, I'll tune in. Like, you just have to be visible. If I don't see any content, then why am I gonna watch you? That's just the way how it is. And to say that is kind of crazy because obviously you put out content, you stream, you have a clip content, and do you know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah, I don't agree with it at all. I feel like you definitely have to put in the amount of work. If that's the simple case and you just have to put out one thing and it's just relevant and that's it, and you think that's the lottery ticket, then by all means. But you have a clip channel, you have a main channel, you're very like popular on Twitter. When you make tweets, people are interested in stuff like that, quite kind of the meme content. Your stuff is working for you, but it doesn't mean that you ain't working that hard on streaming as well. Like, you're doing a bunch of things. It's a supply and demand market. Unless you have a reason to come back, they will find someone else. There we go. Hey, there we go. So yeah, let me give him time to land, because obviously it's only 3 minutes 58 into the video.
Work. It's about working smarter, but that does require some hard work, I believe.
True.
But there was a couple of stats here produced, so let's go ahead and look at this from Devin Nash. We'll link to his video in the description. He basically covers the entire dispute between Frosty and Nadeshot here. But you can see like their payment, the payment from the group. They're called the Mob, the four of the friends who are in the streaming house together. They got $2,500 a month in content.
Whoa, payment each player of the Mob got. Okay. Content budget, bro. This is what they got, and man is complaining. Frosty was complaining and getting 65k a year. I feel like that's coming from a place of privilege, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's coming from a place of privilege. I think a lot of people would have just jumped at that. Like, you're in a tier 1 organization. You're getting paid 65k a year. What? A man is complaining, and on top of it, you're with like the best people for that content. Nadeshot, I think Valkyrie, all of these people are gonna be there, and you are complaining about 65k a year. Wow. Okay, man.
Budget, which I assume could be spent on producing content, doing stuff, maybe paying editors, and then $25,000 on a living stipend and $1,650. I think that was per month, something like that. So roughly 65k a year. But they're spending all their money on rent in a big old house, right? So that's what they're being compensated. So they're being paid money by this team to invest in them with the hopes that they'll grow their brand and their content in order to allow 100 Thieves to make a return, right? And then we can also see the stats on how much they actually put into that. So here's the work. Frosty streamed on average 9 hours a week over a 2-year period.
Man streamed only 9 hours a week. And it was complaining. The Mob channel streamed 1.1 hours. Classifier streamed 19 hours a week. And man got paid 65k. Yo, whoa. What is going on over there? Let me go and check my channel and see how long I was streaming for. So the last time I streamed 2 hours yesterday. I streamed 3 hours 35. Yeah, but I streamed basically 5 hours and 35 minutes. Or 40 minutes, sorry. Because if we included that one before. Then I streamed another 3. Bro, I done more than you in 2 days. And more. And you're complaining. Oh, man.
Classify 19 hours, Mako 4.8, Avalanche 5.6, and the Mob channel had 1.1 hours of content a week over the course of 2 years, and they put out 33 videos. And some of these videos are apparently privated. so they can't show them off. And I was trying to figure out what did they do, like what is their style, what is their content, and they were basically just doing vlog stuff, like very generic YouTube-y things where it's 4 dudes hanging out trying different stuff. Apparently these guys got really big early on, like doing like a lot of viral Twitter posts and stuff like that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. See this formula, yeah, of doing content with friends. I've been saying this for a very long time. This type of formula of doing content with friends is the cheat code to being successful on YouTube. My only problem is I don't have many people that I can say has the work ethic like me in it. That's the only issue. And you have to have a work ethic where everyone is on the same page. You see, if everyone's on the same page and you lot can get together and keep doing content like this is the cheat code to being successful on YouTube. I am telling you from now. Everyone loves collaboration content. Everyone does. When it was me and Real Menace being on stream for Twitch, like everyone joined in. And we're talking about Tag 2 days. Everyone joined in. Yeah? We even like when we do like little things like the Mandem lobby and stuff like that, that's cool. But not everyone is consistent. And that's the saddest thing for me, is that if everyone was consistent and everyone was making content and stuff like how I was, and everyone was tuning and they were streaming and I was streaming, right, they would be reaping the benefits easily. Like easily. Like that's the one thing I can say. And there's people that are like, bruh, like, I hate talking about this because it's mad annoying. Hold on one second. Let me show you something. If you go to, let's look at like, we're going to look at a couple channels. Sidemen. Yeah? 16.3 million. Yeah? The Beta Squad. 3.96 million. Yeah? AMP from America. 2.31 million. Yeah? Like, this is the cheat code, bro. It's not even a cheat code. Because it's not cheating. It's just the easy way in. That's it. It's the easy way in. Like, it's the easy way in. Right? Even RDC, all of these people. Group content only works if you're also doing your own thing too and building. But that's what I'm saying. You have to do your own thing. Apple event time, we're not interested in that right now, bro. We're talking about something serious right now, bro. I'll have a look at that later. RDC. So that's like Mark Phillips and them lot. They've been doing. Who's the other guy as well? There's another guy from America that was there was another guy from America that I forgot his name, and he makes the videos. I can't remember his name. Very, very popular. I don't remember his name though. Like, look, RDC, what, 6.4 million. Right? This is proof. It's proof. It's proof of what I'm saying. I think his name's King Fidel. King Fidel? Is it King Fidel? King Vidal? Is it King Vidal? No, it's not him. I can't remember his name. It's King something. King Vader. There we go. King Vader. Yo, come on, bro. Making the sick videos. This is what I'm trying to say. So no matter what you say, like obviously I Show Speed, he's been with a lot of other YouTubers as well, so he does a lot of collab stuff as well. Bro, I'm telling you, if you really want to make it work, that's what you need. I need to sneeze. Yeah, if you really want to make it work, you need to work in a team. I am being honest with you. And that's what the FGC misses. Like, you need to work in a team. You cannot do it by yourself. It's impossible. Like, obviously, like BrianF is doing his thing and this and the other. He is generally interesting to watch. Like,
So,
he is an entertainer. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He is a very, very good entertainer. Filthy Fellas as well. They're in the UK. Shout out to man like what's his name again, bro? He makes me laugh. Oh man. Specs. Shout out to man like Specs. He makes me laugh. Max and Yo Video Games, they collab as well. This is why it's such an interesting subject. It's a very major thing that I'm talking about here. Like, I'm not saying this because I've just heard it, but I've been saying that collabs work so much. Imagine, like, I've seen my dream right now. I'm gonna say this out loud. My dream is if Richie was streaming, doing content on YouTube. Immortal Soul doing streaming and content on YouTube. Dante doing streaming and content on YouTube. Shaiko doing streaming and content on YouTube. We come together, we do Mandem lobbies. Like, people will have their own audience. Like, Dante will have his people, Richie will have his people, Immortal Soul will have his people, Shaiko will have his people, I will have my people. We all come together. That's how we grow. Like, that's how it works. It's common sense, bro. But it's what's missing. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Every time Richie puts out content, I can send my people and everyone else can send it to him. Like, that's how it works. I have a gaming studio. This gaming studio is not my house, bro. They could all come here at one point and we could all do content. Like, we could even drive. I drive. We can drive wherever. Go do content. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's my dream. Like, I would love it to be like that. Even if there could be other content creators. I'm not, like, just saying that, you know what, that's where it is. And that's what, like, it's only them lot I work with. I work with loads of different people all the time. What's stopping me? They're not doing the content. That's the problem. They're not doing the content. Like, that's just the problem. Rhyme style, yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, we need people that go ham with fighting game content, bro. Like, I'm getting older, bro. I've left my blueprint and done what I've needed to do. And it's a bit more accessible. There's other people as well that are doing their thing as well. And they're leaving their blueprints. You got a point. Never thought like that. A smart guy. Yeah, no, bro. There's other people. BrianF has come into the game. He's leaving his blueprint. He's, again, like I said, he's a very entertaining person. He's leaving his blueprint. He's doing what he's doing. And he's very entertaining. So that's why people like him, right? And there's other people that are doing their content as well. But what I'm trying to say is, you need others, bro. Others. And this is why I think fighting games are just like, bro, there's personalities. Imagine Dante. You know, Dante whines so much about characters. I'm gonna stop it for a bit, and then I'm gonna move on. Let's get into it. Let me hear the rest.
Like, what do they provide? And I feel like they're just trying to be so generically appealing that, I don't know. To me, I'm old. This isn't targeted towards me. I feel like there's nothing here that I would ever want to watch, right? Like, so I don't really understand how they're supposed to grow unless they had a super targeted niche that they're trying to appeal to, or that if they pumped out a gazillion videos in order to, like, you know, game the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, basically it looks like they didn't produce that much content, right? They really didn't in the end. And there were potentially ISP issues, but to me, my overall take on this, and I'll segue to the FGC portion of this in a second.
Yeah, let me hear this.
Yeah, I think 100 Thieves didn't set them up for success. There's also the issue with them taking 85% of their broker deals, which I do think is predatory. Just should be like 15% at max. But them getting dropped to me was an inevitability because they weren't producing. But 100 Thieves didn't help them with their housing arrangement to make sure they made right decisions, and they're just four dumb kids who were going to make bad life decisions. They were in a situation where they had internet issues, and that always sucks, and you have varying success of dealing with ISPs. But also, they didn't produce content. They really did not. Now, for contrast, I'm a part-time streamer, right? I still work full-time. I work from home, which makes that much more viable for me. But in the past month...
Whoa. Slow down, fella. BrianF is still a part-time streamer. God damn, bro. He be doing really well, boy. I would really like to see how he does as a full-time content creator. Bro, that's very impressive.
Month, I streamed 45 hours, and this was a down month for me, right? I don't really know if I can go back to the past 3 months. What is it? Like, I don't know. I put in a lot of hours. I don't know the best way to visualize this, but 45 hours a month is about average. 3 months, 169 over 3 months. I stream more than these guys, and this isn't my job. This is what I do on the side, but I make an effort to stream at least 3 times a week minimum, if not more. And I've been doing this since 2015. And on top of that, I try to do minimum 3 main channel YouTube uploads a week at minimum.
3
And on top
main
of that,
channels.
I have a clips channel where I try to get 3 clips a day, ideally, or just spam that as much as possible. And you know, I'm not doing it alone anymore. I invested in this. I have an editor for my main YouTube channel, and now Jake D runs my clips channel. And you know, I'm still hands-on on guiding and, you know, directing things here and there. But I took this as a financial risk to myself, because before I was sponsored, before I was on any teams, I was paying out of pocket for this YouTube channel and losing money, right? And then eventually it built into something, because you have to have volume when you do this. Now, my thing is, how come in the FGC we have so many sponsored players, so many people full-time doing this, and they don't do anything? They don't do anything.
Hey, listen. This is why it's likable. Bro, listen, I've been saying this for the longest time. How can you be sponsored as a player, yeah? Because I want to hear the rest of what he's saying. But how can you be sponsored as a player and all you do is go to tournaments? Like, you don't even try to build in your own audience. All you do is go to tournaments. You might not potentially win. The payout might be top 3 only. And you might not even make top 3. So then why would someone want to invest in you if you are not getting, like, say for example, if you're just getting, like, say for example, top 8 placings, top 8, yeah, I didn't get top 3, this, that, and other. Why would the company keep you? What else are you bringing to the table? You have to cover all angles. Oh yeah, he does content. He's got a lot. He's got his audience. Remember, once you have an audience, everything else it's nice, but your audience is very, very key. If I see, if I was an organization and I see, oh yeah, here's this player, he has I don't know, certain amount of followers, he's doing YouTube content, he streams, and he goes to tournaments, I'll be like, rah, okay, this guy's got the full package. But someone that is just making, like, just going to tournaments and not, like, placing, it's like, what's the point? It's kind of irrelevant. And you're not even building your brand. It's essentially, when you are coming into this FGC, I don't know, industry, whatever you want to call it, you are building a brand, regardless of whatever way you're looking at it. If you're going on YouTube and you're making content, you're building a brand. If you're streaming, you're building a brand. If you're getting to a tournament, you're trying to build a brand. Some of you are just very, very casual and just want to play, which is fine. But essentially, if you're trying to build a name, you're trying to build a brand. Organizations like Panda are doing it right. They got real good players that also have an audience. Correct to an extent. So with Panda Global, what they've done is they've got on a lot of players that didn't really create content before. I think Kingjae was creating content before, but people like Punk and stuff weren't really creating content before. But now they're creating content. Like, again, it's the full package. Like, I think Punk hit 100,000 already now. Like, all these people that have a team behind them and have an editor and thumbnail maker and all of this stuff, they have all of this stuff to support them as a brand. Do you see where I'm going here? And then they have the main channel. And this is what I was talking to you about before when I was saying that the whole thing of you working together is the main thing. I'm going to go on the Panda Global thing and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, just to give you a full, like, understanding. So, like, all right, cool. We go on Panda Global now because you lot should be able to see this.
What is a Panda YouTube?
So, like, as you can see, look, various different people are together. Can you see what I'm saying? So, like, you're seeing various different people being put together, right? Various different like people in the Panda Global being put together. This is what is helping their channel. This is what's helping their channel, right? Giuna, Justin wasn't hitting 100K before he hit Panda Global. Like, he wasn't, no. So, and as you can see, it shows people that's a part of Panda, and they have various different channels. So I'm assuming this one is for tournaments. I don't know. So yeah, so this one's probably for tournaments. This one is VODs. I don't know what this VOD is for. Probably tournaments again. Fighting games. So this is like all the fighting game stuff. Again, more collaborations together. Like, are you seeing what I'm saying here? Like, obviously, this is on 56.3. This is on 178. I don't even know what PG stats is. They have bare channels, but this is what's feeding the algorithm to know what Panda Global is and the players. All right, so hold on. And then they have one. They have Panda Global Jap.
The best place to go to find all the crazy.
I didn't even know. I see. So how many channels do they have? Do you see what I'm saying? And then you have the players. I don't even know. I don't know who Cooney is. I'm not gonna lie. I can't act like I do. Oh, so Punk has got 111,000. Justin Wong has 182,000. And again, like I said, if we could definitely dive into the deep roots of like his channel, because I know someone was like, oh yeah, he was good. I think Scarwork, he was saying he was good before. Look at the thumbnails. He's not creating those thumbnails. I'll tell you that for free. So he's been with them for probably a year. So maybe I shouldn't scroll down. Let me do the best thing, which is you go to sort by, you go to the oldest. Right, here's his channel beforehand, right? Here's his channel beforehand. Now, don't get me wrong, he's still going to be generating views and stuff like that as well. But you could tell the difference between these thumbnails and the way how his videos look, right? To how his channel looks. Let's go look for the most popular. See? You could tell the difference between the thumbnails. And I could definitely tell this is definitely Panda behind him that has a thumbnail maker and stuff like that as well. So, yeah, I definitely think having a team is definitely beneficial. But let's hear what BrianF has to say.
And a lot of these guys I'm friends with, and I always kind of rag on them a little bit when I see them, and I'm like, hey man, when's that stream coming? You know, when's that YouTube channel coming? Like, they're on large organizations, they earn a salary, and I for the life of me, I don't know what they do. I'm very confused what they do.
I agree.
And you know, love them or hate them, Panda is the only team moving in a direction where they're producing content and putting things out. CLG is doing that in our own way, and with CLG FGC, obviously I'm on CLG now, not just because of my tournament streams or my tournament runs. I'm not the #1 fighting game player in the world tournament results wise. I'm good, I'm not the best, but obviously I did something to add value, so now I get, you know, I get compensated for doing that. But I'm
hats off for him to doing that, because bro, he's been producing a lot of content, and again, his content's entertaining. So yeah, big congratulations to you, man.
I'm just really confused. What are our players doing? What are our players that are sponsored full-time doing? And how have they been getting paid for so long to do it? In this sense, I'm thinking about the situation. Nadeshot, Frosty, yeah, some shit went down. But at the end of the day, they got dropped, and I get that because they didn't produce value, and I don't know how our players produce value. And I feel like this has gone on for far too long, and I know we've had these debates and discussions about that. I think in the end, in the long run, I think that yes, it would be ideal if our competitive players could only focus on practicing all day, every day, and not producing content. But that's just not, it's just not realistic. And you know who's not having an issue with this? The Evo champion has a very active YouTube channel. Kawano, this guy just won Evo. He's been doing more and more YouTube. He streams on YouTube. He has uploads pretty frequently. This guy's been doing YouTube, and he won Evo. If this guy can produce content on YouTube, keep producing value, get himself out there, stream when he can, and win Evo at the same time, why can't our top players produce? I'm just not really sure what's going on here. It honestly does kind of confuse me, because at this point, the value that players provide is non-existent right now. There's no screen time. Like, we already had this debate with Rob. We talked about this.
And that is why not many people want to put money into fighting game organizations. This is a key thing here. Like, so when I've got my stuff, like my brand endorsements and stuff like that, that's purely because, like, I'm pushing myself out there content-wise like crazy. I've already done a lot of things, and I've pretty much done a lot of things that I couldn't even say any fighting game community players have done. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's like, or should I say achieve things that fighting game players have not achieved. And it's like, that's purely because of the amount of content that I've put out there. Like, we need to start producing content for companies to then look and say, hey, there's a reason to put money behind this. Hey, there's a reason to give this person X amount or give them product sponsor. I don't know. But right now, there is no reason to, because there's not many people doing content for their game. You know? If you go and have a look at the Tekken section, how many people are streaming? But how many people play the game? If we look at Street Fighter, how many people are streaming? But how many people play the game? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's go have a look at how many people are streaming on. It's not even allowing me to load a damn page. What's going on? Is my internet okay? Is everyone here? Am I logged in? It's not even allowing me to load the page. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. I can't load the page. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I can't load the page, but oh, you can still see. I don't know then. I don't know what's going on. I can't load the page. But yeah, you don't get my gist. You don't get what I'm trying to say. So like, Tekken has probably got under 5,000 people streaming, but there's so many people that play the game and they could stream it. Street Fighter 5, same thing. DNF Duel, I doubt there's even like 3,000. But there's people that can stream the game and play the game. So this is another thing as well. Same with like YouTube content as well.
This for a while, right? You don't get a lot of screen
Nah, the weather's
time
not bad over here.
when you are in the FGC. You don't get the ability to get in front of a camera.
Tekken has 1.8k views right now on Twitch. Do you see where I'm going with this? There's like 60, 70 people streaming Street Fighter 5. So like, why do you think people should be paying streamers or even just, you know, putting money into tournaments if that is the case? If you're only seeing 60 to 70 people for Street Fighter 5, and only, but under 2k for Tekken. There's like 67 people. But see, there should be more. Oh, there's 1.2. 1.2 is still, that's still low. That's still low. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? That is still low. Like, there should be way more people streaming on Twitch. You think low tiers can benefit streaming their ranked journey? When you say low tiers, are you talking about people that are not good at the game? I think they definitely could do something of streaming. Like, people that are not so good at the game, streaming their journey into a tournament is something that not many people have done. I don't even know if anyone's even done it. It's a very good idea. People should stream your journey. Talk to some of the pro players. Hi, I'm streaming right now. Like, oh, I just wanted to ask you a few questions about tournament. Make content. When I was first starting up doing content, I was talking and doing interviews with players. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I was interviewing players. And I was competing. Like, why does that stop you? Like, make content. If you're at a tournament as well, get someone to record your matches. Put it up on YouTube. Do a match analysis. Sometimes I do match analysis on my channel, showcasing what stuff I did wrong in a tournament. Many people see that as content.
To show off your sponsor, to build your brand. When you do traditional double elimination tournaments, those tournament formats are garbage for producing screen time. What is amazing for producing screen time is leagues like League of Legends, Call of Duty. Any team-based esport has leagues where you play a ton of matches. You earn a lot of screen time. A match might go 5 rounds. It takes all day for a match between 2 top-tier teams, right? So there's other ways for those competitive esports to provide value because they get in front of the camera for a long-ass period of time. If you win a tournament, you might only be on camera for like an hour, 2 hours max. Even if you win, if
not
you
even
get
that.
5th at Evo, you might get 3 matches on stream total for getting 5th at Evo. So the business model doesn't work, and that is going before like COVID happened, right? Before we had all these issues with only being online, right? So I'm actually like very confused where the business model is going with the majority of our sponsored players in the FGC, and I hope they're tuning in to like what is going on between Frosty and Nadeshot. I hope that they're aware of this conversation, because if you hear those numbers, they were getting like 65,000 a year,
Crazy.
and then they failed to do something and they got dropped. Think about yourself as a sponsored fighting game player. What are you doing? I'm just so confused. Like, and I don't want to call people out personally, but like one person I've been getting on a lot, Problem X, right? I've been busting this dude's balls for a long time. He's my boy. He started doing the
That's
YouTube
the
thing,
homie.
and I was like, hell yes, you know, I'm here. Let's go. I'm commenting.
Hey,
I'm
hey, hey,
subscribing,
hey,
I'm
hey.
watching. I'm retweeting.
Do you know what's sick about that? Look,
For a
hold
long
on.
time. He's my boy. He started doing the YouTube thing.
My
and I
comment
was
is
like, hell yes,
my
you know,
comment is right underneath. Right underneath. Just to show you, like, this is just how I am. BrianF is not the only one that's gotten onto problem to doing content. I've been saying to him that he should be doing content for a long time too. And that's why I wrote finally. I wrote finally because I'm like, yo, this come on. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, bro, like there's a lot of stuff I've done behind the scenes to try and make people do content. And I'm talking about there's players that you probably even watch that you're fans of that you don't even know, that I've been having conversations saying, yo, bro, make the content happen. And I'm starting to see them making content. This is what I like to see. And I'm happy that Brian got onto him as well, because he needed to start making content, man.
I'm here. Let's go. I'm commenting. I'm subscribing. I'm watching. I'm retweeting. I'm using my power to support this stuff, right? DM'd him, told him, looks, man, this is all great. You should do stream highlights. Your personality is what really shines. Like, I love watching Problem X's stream when he does do it. And his personality and his commentary is amazing. And I think that's what would make a great YouTube channel. So he just needs to get an editor to do that. If you're on an esports team and you get a paid salary to live, you can afford an editor. First of all, you need to talk to your manager to supply an editor for you. So first of all, the fact that the orgs aren't forcing them to do this, to me, is a mistake on the org's part, because I don't know where they expect to get money from. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I'm not going to say I know everything about the esports.
The problem with that is the orgs don't know. Remember, esports and all of this stuff is still fairly new. So it's down to the players to say, look, I need an editor. Obviously, if esports was around for some time and, you know, they know that kind of like the formula of how it works, and I get it, but esports is still new. Do you see what I'm saying? And, you know, being sponsored on the team, they're just looking at it as, oh yeah, we send out players. They don't looking at it from a content creator side of things. That's not their forte. But I definitely do agree with you. They should have editors. I definitely do agree.
It's world, maybe I don't understand, but to me, the org should be forcing them to do this and supplying them with the resources to do this so that it's minimal maintenance for the player, right? But if they're not doing that, what I would be thinking, man, how am I going to ensure I stay sponsored? Now, another guy, Phenom, I know he started doing this on his own, and you know, I respect him, and I was happy to see that, and he put in some work. The algorithm wasn't kind to him yet. I feel like for this kind of format, if you're just doing clips, first of all, he should have made these 30 seconds minimum, 30.1 seconds to go over the 30-second watch time. People will click on a 30-second video at 30 seconds. My understanding is that's when you unlock all the different ad formats, and then also that'll increase watch time, which will increase its likelihood of being recommended.
Yep.
You don't need to cut these clips so tight. People will click on a 30-second clip and wait around. He made the effort. He stopped. He hit me up the other day. I was helping him with the setup, and I told him, like, okay, like, I'm gonna see you start streaming and making YouTube content. I helped him like optimize his audio settings and separate audio tracks and stuff.
Sick.
But what I'm getting at is a couple players have dipped their toes in the water, and a couple players made an effort. They usually all fall off, and most have done nothing. But the Japanese scene has done a lot. They stream
Look at
all the
Chikarin.
time.
Chikarin
I
streams
constantly
a
see
lot for
Daigo
Tekken.
streaming. I constantly see Sako, Gachikun, Fudo, all these players, even the best players you can name from Japan, they're producing content regularly. And when I say producing content, it doesn't need to just be like what I'm doing right now. Like I'm in a position where I can blab a little bit. I'm not like the most eloquent speaker in the world, but I can, you know, rub two brain cells together and put a sentence together that some people will find appealing. A lot of people don't, right? That's something that I can do. So I understand that I'm in a unique position compared to certain players. If your talent is just pressing buttons, you need to have this automated. You need to have a flow chart where there's an editor who just takes your stream footage, just play your matches on stream, be godlike at the game, and then have someone package it for you on YouTube. And
Remember what I told you lot at the start of the stream about create and recreate? And I haven't watched this video. This is the first time watching this video. There's two types of content, create and recreate. And recreating content is something similar to what he's saying. It's just have your streams up, even if you're not a person that like creating content is hard if you ain't done it like a set amount of times before. Like, recreating content where you're just on stream, doing what you're doing. Someone packages it, does some zoom in shots and stuff like that, has some text, maybe some meme parts. That can make you be really popular on YouTube, man. Trust me.
Keep pushing it to YouTube, because not only will that help their own economic positioning and bargaining and provide value for their teams, because I feel like everyone's going to get dropped, because what are you even doing? What value to provide? The bubble's going to burst, right? But I think that will grow the FGC, because Twitch and Twitter is a damn puddle. It's a drop in the bucket compared to the ocean that is YouTube. YouTube is the fucking ocean. It's the Mariana Trench. I have 700 people watching me right now. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're a tiny bubble of even the audience I have compared to YouTube. YouTube is like so much bigger. You can't even compare the platforms. So much fucking bigger. So if our best players were to produce content for YouTube, if they got that, grease that wheel, got it going, they would earn more value, earn more revenue, and also potentially grow the FGC, because eventually there's going to be new people who go, hey, I like the way this guy plays. This guy was recommended to me. He plays a character I like. I like this guy's personality, right? He's funny when he talks, or like, I like the way this guy approaches this. You know, it'll eventually reach new eyeballs and get new people into the scene. 100%. And it's a feedback loop, right? Like, yeah, you guys found me on YouTube. I know you guys found me on YouTube. Trust me. When I invested in my YouTube, when I started working with AA, got an editor, started regularly uploading, my stream directly grew. There was a 1-to-1 correlation with my YouTube growing and my stream growing, right? So like, I know.
I disagreed with him at the start. I'm slowly starting to understand where he's coming from, though. YouTube is bigger in terms of like discoverability. Like, trying to get discovered on Twitch is a bit harder. I understand, but let me hear the rest.
I know how it works. Like, it's just, YouTube is your big funnel. It's your big primary thing to gain an audience, and then the hardcore people will come over to Twitter, then Twitch. You know, Twitch is the live event. It's for the people who are like your dedicated audience, or who are coincidentally available at that time. That's going to be so many fewer people. We need to realize that we have to produce, and we have a lot of players who are in this position like Frosty, but even worse. They do nothing. They get paid to do nothing. People got paid to go to Evo and lose all their matches off stream. That's thousands of dollars in the trash. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. And that's because the competitive business model and competitive scene is so stacked and risky. It's just how it is. Open bracket tournaments mean that most people are not going to get screen time. And when you have giant stacked events with the best players in the world, and there's so many strong players, and they're all under one roof, it's a lottery ticket to hope your player gets screen time. And then if they get screen time, if they don't win, they're probably not going to get that much. So you need to do something in the meantime. I don't think it has to be this. It doesn't have to be planned stuff. It doesn't have to be like really well thought out. At minimum, streaming practice and having an editor do it for you as hands-off as possible is still adding more value. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be out of your comfort zone. It doesn't have to be anything like dramatic from what you currently do. But there needs to be a pipeline to build the image, or the esports infrastructure has to change. And the problem is, we don't control the esports infrastructure, right? I think that having more leagues and consistent formats where players have more guaranteed screen time, yada yada, that would be a way to make them have value. But we don't control that. All we control in the meantime is what we produce. So until that happens, I would say you need to produce. So when I think about that nade shot Frosty situation, I just think, man, this could be any dude in the FGC with someone who sponsored them. It could be all of them.
It's true.
If you're a professional fighting game player, you have the strong advantage of having a niche, dedicated audience ready and willing at your fingertips to watch what you do. The number one way to grow, I think, on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, is to directly provide value. If you're good as fuck at what you do in a fighting game, you provide value by being the blueprint for being good as fuck. So you provide value through entertainment, because you're good at a competitive game that people want to watch, and people can learn from you. There'll be people who watch you to learn. There'll be people to watch you to be entertained. You have inherent value. You've already developed your skills to be valuable. So you just need to package it and ship it so people can watch it. I guess I just started ranting again. I don't know how this is going to work on YouTube. See? My YouTube brain is going right now. But That's all I was thinking, man. This Frosty Nate Shot situation just made me think we really need to do more. So I hope our top players realize that either something changes with the competitive scene, or you start getting a YouTube editor and show us what you got. Show us what you got. Could I live on the money I make from content creation? I think after joining CLG, I could, if I was like 22 and had roommates and didn't give a fuck, yeah, I could live off the money I have from content creation. I'm 30. I'm old. I'm an old man these days.
Damn, he's
So
3
what
years
I'm
younger
also
than
getting
me.
at is I've earned enough income to be balling for a 22-year-old from FGC.
You don't look
stuff.
30 at
I'm
all.
22, free, bright-eyed, and don't give a fuck, have roommates, living it up, 22-year-old with money. That's the type of money I make in the FGC, right? I've done that part-time. If I was in the position of some of these players where I could stream 8 hours a fucking day, practice all day, dedicate my all to this, I would be shitting on you hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, do sometimes I want to like grab some of y'all and just shake you. You know what I'm saying? You have the gift of time. You wake up in the morning. And
This is
you
the Twitter
have
clip I saw.
the entire day to make your dream a reality. You don't have any deadlines. You don't have any projects.
Let them know.
You probably have a few emails.
Let them
You
know.
don't have 40 a day.
I do,
All
but
right?
let
You
them
don't have
know.
meetings showing up on your calendar.
Let them know.
You don't have incoming calls.
Let them know.
You have all day to live your dream.
Tell them
And
again.
sometimes I just think like, do something with it.
Tell them again. Tell them.
Do something with it. Occasionally I feel that way. Do you understand? Occasionally,
Bro.
I really fucking feel that way. I'm still fortunate. My full-time
Crazy.
position leaves me a lot of opportunities and a lot of flexibility. So I'm still far more fortunate and in a more optimal position to do this than a lot of other people. So I recognize that privilege. But if you're in a position where you already made it, just keep it alive. Keep it alive. Keep the dream alive. Don't let it die. You know? Do something. Do something to keep it alive.
Yeah, no, this was listen. One day I hope me and BrianF can do content again, like something talking like this, because I know he has his views on it, and I feel like his views are quite similar to mine. But one thing I could take away from this is, damn, you people in FGC that are pro players, you lot are damn lazy. I don't think it's like a whole FGC thing. I feel like the Japanese people, they make content. But then I also think that, oh man, I not even the Japanese players, because Nee does a lot of content. He streams on Africa, and he makes content on his YouTube a lot, and he has an editor now. Chikarin, Tekken Evo 2019 champion, he streams a lot, makes content as well. Like Daigo makes content. I think it might be just the West. I might be just like UK, Europe, and America that are just entitled. I don't know. Like, it might be that JDCR's making content now. So maybe it's just that, you know, in the UK, Europe, America, everyone's entitled. They think that, you know, like, oh, we played the games, that's enough. No, bro. It's not enough at all. It's not enough at all. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I didn't speak about it, or I wasn't on it too much to talk about this, but to do this full time, there is no way that it's if I do this full time, as in, yeah, I pay my taxes, I pay all of that stuff, bro. For you to do this full time, you have to be on it, and I'm talking about content, streaming, being at events. Like, even sometimes, like at the early stages when I first started, like, you had to like be out on the emailing. You had to just be on it. Like, now I'm trying to grow a team. Like, I'm trying to get like editors involved. I'm trying to make this into a serious thing so I can own. All I will worry about is streaming. Like, that's all I need to worry about is streaming. Making sure that there's content for you lot. Making sure that you lot are entertained. Then we could maybe take something off of it and highlight some stuff. Give it to an editor. The editor makes it all juicy for everyone to then see on YouTube. Then maybe take some clips and put some clips on the clips channel on YouTube. Then put also the clips on Instagram and TikTok, because TikTok is a very growing platform as well. Like, believe me, it's like glowing and growing. So like, yeah, like TikTok is really, really doing its thing as well. But yeah, in terms of like Twitch and streaming, bro, you have to be on it, man. And again, I agree. Not everyone's gonna be able to watch and see you at the same time. Like, I have 123 viewers right now. I guaranteed if I throw this up on YouTube, I would have like way more, because people can watch it in their own time. It's a video on demand. Whenever they want to watch it, they can watch it. If it's like tomorrow, next day, next week, next month, it will always be there for them to watch. Whereas when you're streaming, this is live. You have to be there at the right time. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it, man. I feel like, yeah, like YouTube and Twitch being better. I think YouTube, like, he swayed me over. He swayed me over quite a bit. I still think I've had a lot more opportunities from Twitch, though, if I'm honest. I think if I was just doing YouTube, I probably wouldn't have been able to do this full time, if I'm perfectly honest. Which is why I feel like one of these days I might hit him up and message him and say, yo, like, I think we should do like a stream together and kind of talk this out, because I do think when I've done this full time, it's been from streaming. It's not been from making content on YouTube. So I don't know. But since I've been doing it full time, it's kind of been both. Like, a brand might come up to me and say, hey, like, we want to do this, we want you to do a YouTube video, whatever. Or they might say, oh yeah, we want you to do a stream. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you lot think. Is YouTube more powerful or Twitch more powerful?